This program sucks. I hate it so much. I think
It's not Zoom. It is this OBS studio. It can go eat itself. I
Okay.
am going to do this. I'm going to say all these things, and I hope the people at OBS Studio are watching this, because quite honestly, you should not change. Now I need to go through here, and I need to find. There we go. Okay, now they should. Can you speak, Stuart? I think they should be able to hear you now. So they just completely missed my whole spiel. Anyway.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they're just hearing you now. Honestly, this program sucks balls. They keep changing the inputs for my sound. Thankfully, someone who was watching caught it. I am just, I don't know. I could go on a rant about this, about how, I mean, granted, I should probably check it before the show, but also, like, it shouldn't change. Anyway. For those.
Bodi Shak.
Anyway, so we are doing this. Down below, there is a banner that has rotating images. The first one is a GoFundMe that organized by Chris Red to raise money for people at Black Lives Matter protests of COVID-19. Second, there is Shakers on Clark. Shakers on the Clark is a bar that Stuart usually hosts the show at, and they have a GoFundMe to try to collect money for their bar staff. Try to tip them. So if you're at home and if you're having an alcoholic beverage, I have some wine on me, so maybe you're at home doing the same thing. You can donate maybe the money that you would have given to the bar for an alcoholic beverage to Shakers. Third, there is a great spot called Bodi Shak. Bodi Shak offers a lot of great fitness classes, and I have a link to their website to sign up for those classes. Serves the uptown community of Chicago very well as I have a link to a GoFundMe to try to help them, when they can't really run at full capacity. Next, there is a great spot called First Sip Cafe. First Sip Cafe is a really great coffee and tea shop right off the Argyle Red Line stop in Chicago. Really highly recommended. I have a link in the description to get gift cards if you ever happen to be in town and you want to go over there. Last and certainly not least, there is the spot where Stuart and I train in comedy. That is the Comedy Clubhouse and the associated theater troupe or organization, One Group Mind. One Group Mind, really great spot if you want to try to learn comedy, learn about it. They have 3 separate tracks for the comedy classes currently in their kind of new revamped program, and that is in stand-up and improv and theatricals. All really great spots. We can't recommend them enough. Anyway, that's all I got there. So if you are at home and you are probably not from the Chicago area, maybe you're not, you can look into any one of, you can just go support your own local businesses, because, they all need our support at this time. There's still a virus out there.
Yep.
So last, I would say that if you are watching at home and you want to receive a shout out or just try and let some people know that you're watching, you can comment on the feed or you can like it. Highly recommended. It helps increase our visibility, and also, more people can watch the show then. So that's all I got. Back to you, Stuart.
Well, thank you so much. And I guess that's part of the charm of doing a live streaming show, isn't it?
Yes, I guess it is.
Yes. Hardly the first show we've had where there was a glitch or, some sort of tech issue. There's one time, you may remember, we were in the middle of an improv set, my Wi-Fi crashed.
Oh, that's true. That was quiet. That was wild.
Yes. It wasn't even the middle of the set. I think we were like a minute in, maybe half a minute and a half in, and it was just out of the blue, and we ended up having to do this on my phone. Mm-hmm. But I digress. We have enough streaming tech nightmares to stories that fill a whole hour and a half. Mm-hmm. But we have other far more important means to fill these next 75, 80 minutes. Mm-hmm. We have a really wonderful show for you this evening. Obviously, closing out the night, we have the Flower Shop Bangers.
Oh, yeah. Woohoo!
Woo! Thank you. We'll be doing a 15-minute improv set. Immediately before the Bangers, out of New York, they recently celebrated their 11th anniversary together. Speaking of long-running improv teams, From Justin and Kelly are here.
Woo!
Woo! Right before From Justin and Kelly, a last-minute addition to our show tonight, the host of the Gluten Free Mic out of New York, Brett Singer.
Woo!
Immediately before Brett, our other special guest of the evening, model, actress, a contributing editor to Chicago Star, former Playboy centerfold, just probably a bunch of other things that I can't think off the top of my mind. Candace Jordan is here. We'll be talking to her. And leading us off this evening, is a wonderful comic, originally from Chicago, now based in Los Angeles. We haven't had her in a few months, and it's a delight to finally have her back. Please welcome back Meegan Kelleher.
Woo! Oh, you've got my music. Oh, it's been so long and you remembered. I love it. Hi, yes, my name is Meegan. It's like Megan, but selfish. I am a current Playboy centerfold. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, actually, I'm working on becoming a Disney princess at home. I'm trying to make friends with woodland creatures. I used to just try while I was walking my dog, but I've brought things up a notch. I'm trying to lure them to my balcony with food. Very excited about my progress. The squirrels can't quite get to my balcony, but they are coming to my front door downstairs. And then the birds, there are small birds. They freak out when I go out on the balcony, so not quite yet, but my goal, if you can picture this, is me walking out onto the balcony like Elsa, and then the birds just like landing on my shoulder, my arm, and the squirrels climbing up and sitting on my head, you know. So it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a while because it took the last 14 months of the pandemic to get this far. So yeah, I don't know, this whole thing. I started off this time last year, I was growing a garden for my survival. It did not survive. I have ADHD, so plants don't do so well, especially if they're not pretty. I don't have anything against ugly plants. I just forget that they're there if they're not bright colors. So there are some potato carcasses on my balcony. I don't know if that's bringing more birds or scaring them away. I have not spoken to the birds. That's farther down in my plan. Yes, I have thought about this. I spend a lot of time on TikTok, speaking of ADHD. The algorithms on TikTok are very strange. So in case you're not technologically minded, an algorithm is like a program that figures out what is most important to you and shows it to you, because there are millions of videos being uploaded every second. So I started out just following some comedian friends, and so it was just like all comedy. And then somehow someone with ADHD who was also funny squeezed their way in there. And I went down a rabbit hole. And the problem with these algorithms is all of a sudden that's all you see. Like it realizes, oh, she's into watching these kind of videos, so let's show her more of those, right? And then when you subscribe to new people, the other people just disappear slowly. So I thought I was only friends with comedians. Turns out I don't have any comedian friends. I'm only friends with people with ADHD. And now I understand why our country's so divided. And I don't understand why we don't have someone with ADHD in the White House. Because that's America, y'all. America is ADHD, according to TikTok. I TikTok. Yeah. When I first learned about TikTok last year before the pandemic, I was asking a coworker about it because he's like really into social media. He goes to all these like concerts and festivals and stuff. And I was like, Joey, what is TikTok all about? And he's like, oh my gosh, it's all naked gay men dancing. Like, that's all it is. And I was like, well, that sounds fun to me. He's a liar. There are no naked men, no naked men at all dancing. There's like 2 of them, but they're not gay. I'm disappointed. I went to TikTok for the naked gay men dancing, and it's just really disorganized, frantic people with ADHD as well. So I don't know why my comedian friends aren't posting anymore. I wanted to make sure they were okay because they're all depressed. So I wanted to make sure they were still alive. They're out there, but TikTok has decided my interests are only exclusively ADHD talk. Detox, ADHD talks. I don't know. Although it has veered off a little bit from ADHD into autism spectrum disorder. And I think TikTok's telling me something that my parents were afraid to tell me. I'm like 90% convinced that I am on the spectrum. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to like insult anyone or make it trivial. I know it's like a huge variety. I don't want to diminish anyone else's experience. This is something else I learned from TikTok. Do not diminish other people's experiences. Okay. It's been a long pandemic, y'all. All I have is my phone. Okay. So, but I asked my therapist, I was like, hey, TikTok told me that I'm on the autism spectrum. And she's like, you're not. She told me that like 4 times. And after the 4th time, she's like, please stop asking me. It's like, you're like obsessed. Like, it's not that I want to be. It's not that I like desire that. I just really feel like it would explain a lot. So I'm single. Totally unrelated. I don't know how to talk to people. Yeah, no, I just, it's so hard to come up with things to talk about because I just don't give a shit about anything anymore. Is that okay? Can I swear?
Yeah, go ahead. Right away.
I have no fucks left. I am all out of fucks. So I have a theory. I have a scientific hypothesis. The number of fucks a woman has left to give is directly comparable to the number of eggs she has left her baby maker. I just turned 44 yesterday. So most medical professionals would agree I am out of fucks. If I had any fucks left to give, they'd be considered geriatric fucks. Still, nothing. There's nothing there. We were talking before about before y'all joined us. We're talking a little bit about the vaccine. I am vaccinated, but please don't tell anyone. Secrets. Not only do I not really want to go back to work in person, because let me tell you, business up top, party down the bottom is all I'm going to say, okay? I'm wearing shorts, okay? Don't get your mind out of the gutter. I'm wearing very comfortable pajama shorts. What was I going to say? I forgot the ADHD. No, yeah, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't like socializing with other humans in person. Hence trying to gather woodland creatures as friends. I prefer them. No offense to you guys. I forgot. You guys are all humans. I forgot. I love hanging out with all y'all in the Zoom. The thing is, before the pandemic, I had to come up with a different excuse for every birthday party, and weddings are the worst. Okay? And I got tired of coming up with excuses, so the pandemic has been the best for me. I am succeeding at this. It's going really well. And I've only had to use that one excuse the whole time. And thanks to the social media algorithms, I don't know anyone who is anti-masks or vaccines. I don't know anyone. Everyone I see on social media is exactly like me. It's scary. Yes, so I'm thankful. I'm thankful that, but yeah, don't tell anyone that I'm vaccinated, because I'm going to have to start coming up with excuses again. Yeah, we also, before you all logged into the Facebooks, we were talking about not the cranberries, 10,000 Maniacs, whatever, same deal. Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, everybody, we got some Gen X people here in the comedy room, and I think Gen X is kind of like left out a lot of the conversations. You know, it's like the Boomers versus Gen Z, or the Boomers versus Millennials, or the Boomers versus like anyone else. I'm just saying we're ready for them to retire. That's all I'm saying. Just ready. But I feel like Gen X is more powerful than people realize. I mean, we're the generation of Nirvana and NWA. Like we've got a lot of angry depths. It's sad and angry depths in our music. So, yeah. Yeah, I really have no fucks. I'm all out of fucks. My dog has really become a brat during this pandemic. I'm surprised she hasn't jumped into the show by now. She's quiet and sleeps until I start talking to the computer. And then I don't know if she's curious about who I'm talking to, or if she's angry that I have other friends. Really, really hates those squirrels. Very jealous of the squirrels. She started like doing this thing where she cries when I work at my desk. There's this little whimper thing. And I'm like, girl, I gotta make the money. I gotta at least look like I'm doing my work. Because like at the beginning of the pandemic, my company didn't know what to do with me. So there was a lot of naps and cuddling. But now I have a standing desk, and she's like, I don't like that. I want you to sit and relax with me. Okay. Here we go. And I can't see no. All right.
So sweet.
Well, I think that's enough, because she's giving me those puppy dog eyes. Like, hey, come back and sit down.
Meegan Kelleher, everyone! Thanks much, Meegan. And if I'm not mistaken, your little pooch has her own Instagram page. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Xena pup.
All right. That's Xena with a Z, correct?
X, like the warrior princess.
Oh, Xena with an X. Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Meegan. So before we get to our interview guest this evening, Dan, can we take a quick look at the Facebook Live feed just to see if anyone has any questions or comments?
Yeah, of course we can, Stuart. I thought I would give some shout-outs to some people that I see watching. That includes Michael J. Straukas, Elaine Jario, Candace Jordan, who is also performing, I think, up next. Let's see, First Sip Cafe, and Mitch Kessler, our friend at Comedy Clubhouse. I also thought I'd give a special shout-out to Matt Cole. He asked me, Dan, what are we supposed to name our child? So I thought I'd just take a poll from whoever's watching. You can comment on what you think the child's name should be. I will accept, names of either gender or no gender. I don't really care, because honestly, this is the first I've heard of this child. So, I don't know anything about it. But I am excited to, enter this new world. Anyway.
I was going to say, I don't think... I'm just grateful for the fact that people are asking for your sage advice and wisdom.
I know, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Well, nevertheless, one small piece of business before we get to our next act. when Dan and I moved our show to Shakers on Clark in July 2018, we began a two-man campaign to save Chicago Barprov. Dan and I cut our teeth basically doing free comedy shows, kind of that goofy little underground thing. It's the sort of thing that's kind of kept us humble. As you can tell, we have it would be an honor to call the show a low-budget show, or a no-budget show. I've had CVS receipts that were more impressive, but in any case, we're part of a proud tradition of seeing free comedy, free entertainment while you're getting sloshed, and we want to keep that tradition alive. And we established something called the Improv Tip Jar, and it's our way of letting the audience know that they're enjoying the show, but also our way of giving back to our performers. Now, I accidentally left the actual physical tip jar in my closet, but at the moment, I believe we have about $35.49 inside the tip jar, which means split 7 ways between each of our performers tonight. Mm-hmm. Everyone is going home with at least $5.07.
Woohoo!
We did not tell any of our performers or guests this evening that this was a paying show. That this was a paying gig. So, if you are enjoying the show and you want to give back to all of our guests tonight, I have a Venmo. Dan has a Venmo. You can Venmo us. There's no competition. We'll split everything 7 ways. Is it on the screen?
It is.
Dan?
It's up there now. I just put
Excellent. Yes. So go ahead and Venmo us. Just think, an additional $7. That's $1 additional for each of our performers this evening. Without further ado, our next guest is originally from the St. Louis suburbs. She is the contributing editor to Chicago Star Media and is launching a new advice column called Candid Candace, I think in just next few days, next week, I believe. Please welcome to our show, Candace Jordan. Candace, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Nice to see everybody. Wow. What a great idea to do this with all these comedians during the pandemic. We all need all this comedy. So congratulations on this show. I'm happy to be on it.
Absolutely. Thank you. And great to have you. So I think I have to ask on behalf of several people on the improv community. You used to write for the Chicago Tribune.
Right. Yes.
If you have any dirt on Chris Jones, spill the tea now.
Absolutely. He's one of the nicest men at the Tribune. He was one of my absolute favorites. Him and Phil Battelle, I thought were terrific. So
the old food critic. Yes.
Yeah, I loved them both. They had great senses of humor, or have great senses of humor, and they did a great job at what they did. So yeah, no, there's a lot of great people at the Tribune. There's no question.
Oh, excellent. And
one little correction. I'm not from the suburbs of St. Louis. I'm from a small town in southern Illinois called DuPont, Illinois. It's about 3,000 people. It's a railroad town, and I'm very proud to be from there. I'm going to go back shortly to visit all my friends.
Oh, no kidding.
I get back there often. As a matter of fact, every year, and don't laugh because this is not a joke. This is the truth. We have a reunion, and the name of the reunion is the No Class Reunion. So it kind of fits with some of my friends. So it's a good little moniker.
Oh, okay. Well then, because I'm sort of familiar with the town of DuPont, and I know it's not that far from St. Louis. It's
no, it's right across the river. So you were close.
Okay, but you would not consider it a suburb. Okay, I appreciate you clarified that. Now, if we were talking Edwardsville or Troy or ESL or something like that, that's
your area. Where are you from?
Chicago suburbs.
Oh, okay.
My father, however, grew up in Clayton, Missouri. We used to stop in St. Louis on family trips.
Oh, sure. Okay, good.
Yes.
You know the area. You're absolutely right.
Okay, excellent. But yeah, thank you for clarifying DuPont, just a town in southwestern Illinois. So you used to write the society page for the Tribune. Candid Candace.
I prefer to call it a social column. It wasn't really
social column, I should say.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Goodness, all these faux pas so far. I'm over 2. And yeah, it was because I think that's where I first, at least I got acquainted with the name, with the face. Because you were basically reporting on all the big black tie galas that were going on in town, fundraisers and silent auctions. And
Yeah.
I couldn't help but notice that it seemed like every week some former Chicago Cub would show up. It was like Kerry Wood and Ryan Dempster were at every other event.
Well, that was Carrie and Sarah Wood's event. I mean, they have it for the pitch-in program where they help underprivileged kids out in the neighborhoods, and it was their event. So, of course, they were going to be there. And Ryan Dempster always showed up to do a great imitation of Harry Carey as kind of like the entertainment, and he's so good at it. So I missed that event. I know it's going to come back, but they have a great nonprofit, Sarah and Carrie Wood.
Certainly. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't know if there were like any other like ex-Cubs that were maybe like hiding behind you or something.
Yeah, no, all the ball players would show up. I mean, they had really, I'm sorry, I'm not into baseball, but they had really big deal stars show up because they they love Carrie and Sarah, and they wanted to support their charity, of course. And so, I mean, they always had it at Harry Carey's at the Water Tower. The place was packed. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and a lot of photo taking, and they played. I mean, some of the what is it? The White Tees, or what's the name of that musical group?
The Plain White Tees.
Yeah, Plain White Tees played one year, and I mean, they had wonderful entertainment, and so they really put on a great party. Yeah,
that's awesome. I was gonna say it's like
Jim Petterick was there last year. Jim Petterick.
Oh yes, from Survivor and the Ides of March.
Yes.
Okay, and I think he has a house in the north suburbs.
Yes, and he jammed with Ryan Cheverini on his famous songs, which was really kind of funny and cool.
Huh? How about that?
Yeah.
The Windy City Life guy. Yes. Speaking of sports, because I think he was the sports guy on Channel 7 before he got the.
Yeah, I think so. You're right.
Yes. Okay. So you were right. You were doing the society column, and then the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And then I noticed on this page where you would normally, where there'd be all the pictures of all the people in their black ties and dressed to the nines.
Right.
There'd be something that would say, Candace was supposed to report on this, but was canceled due to the pandemic. And then was several weeks in a row. And then your byline completely disappeared.
Yeah. No, after a while, I think that they thought the column, maybe they didn't think events were ever going to come back, quite frankly. I don't know. But I know that there was a, COVID-related cancellation of the column, which I was very disappointed because the nonprofit community, that was really the only voice they had in the city was the column that I had. And I mean, I covered everything, not just big events, but really little events. Because they were all important. They all really served a wonderful purpose. So I was disappointed. But right after they let me go, I was picked up really quickly by this new paper that I'm really proud of, Chicago Star, that you mentioned earlier. And so, I'm now contributing editor for this paper, and I really get a chance to put my stamp on something. And the column is going to come back. It's going to be called City Scene, SEEN. And so I'm excited to be able to bring back this service for the nonprofit community.
Certainly, that's awesome. And I guess my next question is is there a timetable for when these fundraisers and galas are going to start up again?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the Joffrey Ballet and Neiman Marcus just had their first in-person event last week. They had about 25 people at the store on Michigan Avenue to benefit the Joffrey. They've had a 14-year partnership. The women's board members came, and I mean, it was the first real event that I've attended, and it was really, really nice. It was great to be out among friends. I mean, we were socially distanced, but it was still an in-person event, which really was wonderful.
For sure. And well, speaking of being a woman on the go, you've recently done something that I don't know if I'm ready to do yet, which is travel. You were recently in Florida. Yeah.
Oh no, we spent a month in Florida. I'm probably should not be the way I am, but I'm very I don't know. I'm not fatalistic, but I think that I feel like what's going to happen is going to happen. I mean, I'm cautious. I follow all the guidelines, but I'm not going to stop my life because of this. And, we always go to Florida at that time, and we went again, and we had a wonderful time. We're double vaccinated. Most of my friends are. So we follow the protocols, but I was not one bit afraid to travel.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm still plotting out like my first road trip of the summer. I'm being very modest about my what I'm planning to do as far as travel is concerned. It's like maybe I'll hit
tomorrow for Lake Geneva again. So I mean, we're going to take a road trip. Oh, listen, Richardson's Farm. I don't know if anybody's heard of Richardson Farm. It's right outside of Lake Geneva, like 20 minutes. They have their first ever tulip festival is ongoing now, and they've planted 300,000 bulbs of tulips, and I cannot wait to see it. So that's ongoing through the end of May. And I mean, if you're a fan of nature and the outdoors, I think that'd be a great little road trip.
Oh, for sure. Well, thank you for the recommendation. So I guess the other thing that I want to discuss, and this is the part that I was kind of bashful about. So I guess maybe because you were still Candace Collins at the time, you posed for Playboy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you've been an ambassador for the Playboy brand for something over 4 decades.
Yes.
Now, because you were there during kind of like, I guess you could say kind of like during like a peak era for the magazine and the brand. I mean, because you started out as a Playboy bunny. Were you at was it the St. Louis Club or the Chicago Club?
No, you're right. I started at the St. Louis Club. Yes. In the early 70s.
Okay. And so you probably also got to attend some of the the parties alone are legend. I mean,
a lot of the parties. We were very lucky. My husband attended a lot of them in LA, and I attended, we've been to the ones in Chicago and LA. I mean, I've been a friend and a fan of Hefner's from the moment I met him. I lived at the mansion in Chicago when he was still in residence here. So, I mean, my history with Playboy goes back a long, long way. And I mean, he was really, truly one of a kind. I mean, you mentioned my centerfold for Playboy. I posed a nude for Playboy 3 times, and one time as recently as 2 years ago. It was a 14-page cover feature that they celebrated 4 decades of Playmates, and I was one of them. One of the Playmates that did it, and it was a wonderful experience. We all flew to LA, and it was shot in Esther Williams' old house, the swimming session. So it was, I'm glad that they are still my family, and they always will be. I mean, they've been by my side through, since I was really little to right now when I'm older, and it's they're really a loyal family.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And you said Esther Williams' house. Mm-hmm. So did you, were there like 50 like women, like all in matching swimsuits going like this?
Yeah, no, that's kind of what you would expect. But you know what I was surprised about? It was a really crappy pool she had.
Really?
You would think it would have been so fabulous. And I was really, when I saw it, I was extremely disappointed. But
goodness, I mean, because you remember all those like old MGM,
yes, exactly,
spectacles.
Right.
Okay, and you're basically saying that there are high school swimming pools that are
100% better.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask about the parties. I don't know if you have any vivid recollections of anything that happened like at the mansion. I know, maybe like you rub shoulders with like, I'm trying to think of like some of the people that were like railers at those parties, like Will Chamberlain and like Norman Mailer, Bruce J. Friedman.
Yeah, there were so many celebrities at these parties that, to be honest with you, they all blurred into one. I mean, there's not one that stood out because they were like 4 feet apart at every party. Because in LA or in Chicago, the place to be in that time frame, which I like to call the golden age of Playboy, every celebrity wanted to be at a Playboy party. I mean, you had Pamela Anderson popping out of Kate's. You'd have the 3 girls from the Girls Next Door, arm in arm with Hefner at these parties, and these lavish buffets where like lobster and caviar and champagne, and these darling butlers serving you all the drinks you can drink. And I remember for the Midsummer Nights parties, everybody would try to outdo each other with their pajama ensembles, which usually was very minimal, but everybody looked beautiful. I mean, they were beautiful people in this beautiful surrounding. I mean, I pinch myself sometimes because I was young then, and I really kind of took it for granted, like this was going to last forever. And looking back in hindsight, I wish I would have A, taken photos or more photos, and B, kept a diary, because I mean, like I said, I can't even remember half the people I met because it was surreal is the word I would use. It was very surreal. And Hefner was the ultimate host. I mean, he could not have been more gracious with his guests, made sure that everybody was, introducing people, and, and the Playmates were all, it was a lifetime memory.
Of course. Wow. Yeah. I mean, Well, just for full disclosure, I inherited my uncle's collection of magazines. He was a subscriber for 37 years.
Good.
Yes. Yeah.
What era was he a collector?
He was a collector. Yep. I mean, a lot of his older issues were not in that great a shape, but yes, I did peruse through those magazines. So I probably goes out saying that, yes, he has all of your issues, or had all of your issues.
I'm very proud of him. Oh, I still sign autographs. I mean, so, you know, I am never embarrassed. I'm very, very proud of all the things I did with Playboy and, you know, all the opportunities that they gave me. I mean, I appeared in countless pictorials. As a matter of fact, I appeared in a Best Bunnies pictorial when I was a bunny in St. Louis, which is how they invited me to move to Chicago. So, I mean, it's just like, you know, all these stepping stones along the way are all attributable back to Hefner. I mean, he brought me literally to the party. So I owe him my job here in Chicago, not my job, but my moving here, and, you know, the success, whatever I have had, you know, all started with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, because initially when I was perusing through the magazines, well, I also inherited my uncle's quadraphonic speaker system. So I was going through the Playboy reader looking for, you know, advice on how to like set up the equipment. All these like wood speakers, and I'm trying to figure out this weird little hook. Where does this go? I never figured it out, but nevertheless. Anyway, you have this new advice column.
Yes.
You're going to kind of, would you consider, is this more along the lines of like a Dear Abby and Landers?
I like to think that it's like, you know, the everyday people's advice column. And actually, it's already out now. It's debuted in this month's issue of the paper, and it's called Ask Candid Candace. And anybody can send me questions to candidcandace@chicagostarmedia.com. And I would love to answer anything that you send. And, you know, it's about lifestyle, you know, health, beauty, fashion. I mean, anything. I mean, it's just, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's kind of tongue in cheek. So it's not all really serious. Obviously, I'm not a psychologist or a doctor, nor do I play one on television. But I am very opinionated, which I think qualifies me to have an advice column.
I was going to say, because you would technically be the second person that I know that in some way, shape, or form has written an advice column that was in Section 6 of the Tribune. One of my instructors at Second City was Bina Martin, who has more or less taken over Miss Manners from her mother, Judith Martin.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm assuming there's probably some
Another
overlap there. You know, the difference between the dinner fork and the salad.
I don't think she has to worry about me.
No, I doubt it. Yes. So one further question, and I just want to touch upon this. On top of everything that we've mentioned, you're also an actress. You're SAG-AFTRA. So I think the one movie that I've seen of yours was probably Smokey and the Bandit 3. Did you get to meet the Gator?
I didn't meet the Gator, but I had my own trailer with my name on it. And the scene that I appeared in, I was a French maid, and it was with Paul Williams and Pat McCormick, and it wound up on the cutting room floor, so you couldn't have seen me in the movie. But they did keep my name in the credits for some reason. I don't know why. But I did do Risky Business with Tom Cruise, which I really,
that's right, yes.
I mean, and I'm still getting residual checks from this movie. I can't believe it. And I had like 2 lines or whatever. But I will tell you now that Tom Cruise was a genius from the get-go. He improvised so much of that film that you can't even imagine. I mean, his ideas, he was just unbelievable. He was also, what was her name? Rebecca De Mornay. They were having a little thing, you know, and they were always in the trailer. The trailer was always rocking. And so they had a fling during the film, which was kind of interesting. But I became really good friends with her particularly. And then a couple years later, I see Tom Cruise and his mother and Suri at Neiman Marcus. And so I went up to him and I said, Tom, you're not going to remember me. He said, but I was in your film, Risky Business. And he shouts across the room. He says, Mom, it's Candace Collins. She was a hooker in the movie. Across the entire floor. And it was, well, anyway, it was another brush with greatness. And he was really cute, though.
Oh, goodness. Well, that's incredible. Well, Candace, it has been an honor and a pleasure to have you. Thank you for sharing
having me.
Great stories. And please, to anyone who is watching right now, please check out the Ask Candid Candace column. That's in the Chicago Star, and that's is that chicagostar.com, correct?
ChicagoStarMedia.com. Subscribe. We would love to have you join our family.
All right. Well, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Candace.
Stu.
The
Thank you,
pleasure was
everybody.
ours. All right, Dan, any updates?
Yeah, sure. I saw a couple of people join. One of them was Mark Romanowski, who's probably watching at home with his wife Jordan. They watch just about every week, and we always love seeing them. Another one is Victoria Dim. Then I saw some of our performers were commenting on the stream, so I'll just call them. I'll just give them some shout outs for that. And that was Meegan Kelleher. She was talking about. She seemed to really like Candace and was sharing her puppy's Instagram. And then Justin Peters was talking about how much this interview really makes him miss Chicago. I mean, I'm in Chicago and I miss Chicago, so you know.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, I've been in Ravenswood Manor, Albany Park area for most of the pandemic. I kind of miss, walking around the Loop. Honestly, it's like, I mean, the first neighborhood I got acquainted with was Old Town, but it will come soon enough. We just have to fight this out. Nevertheless, if you have missed any part of the show so far, do not fret. This entire show will be saved and archived on the Flower Shop Bangers Facebook page right after this show ends. And if you have a hard time finding that, no worries. Just go to flowershopbangers.com, our new website, and there are direct links to both our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Without further ado, our next comic was first in our remote show, I want to say last May. I think that was also the first night we also interviewed anyone. That it was a cartoonist friend of mine. Dang, I hope he's probably still be working for. All right. Well, thank you for the heads up. And again, if any comics are watching this right now and want to, get their reps in, please do the gluten-free mic. We highly encourage it. Dan, any updates on the live feed?
Not really too much to report there, but I thought I would tell the people who are watching right now that if you are enjoying the show and you want to keep watching it in the future, I would recommend that you either like the Flower Shop Bangers on Facebook or subscribe to us on YouTube.
All right. Excellent. Thank you, Dan. Also, just want to make a quick plug for next week's show. I know normally I do this at the very end, but we are doing a special theme show next Wednesday, May 5th. It's our Mother's Day show. You would think just because it's okay, fine. You think May 5th, Cinco de Mayo? No, we're celebrating Mother's Day. We did something similar to this last year, and we're doing it again. It's called The Mother. And like all of our theme shows, it's, there's just loose and overarching. And basically all of our opening acts are moms. Our special guest that evening, we'll be talking with Emily Flake. She's a humorist. She's a cartoonist who's been published in the New Yorker, author, as it turns out, also a comedian. Did not realize that until yesterday. I saw that she was promoting an open mic that she was hosting. So multifaceted woman. Should be all sorts of fun. Plus Miriam Soap, who is in the Mother Show last year. She's another multi-hyphenate. She's a comedian journalist. Just started a new show in Indianapolis recently. Plus Emily Page, Smita Venkat, and improv courtesy of Get a Room. So please make sure to check that out next Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Without further ado, our other special guests of the evening have been performing together for they just surpassed their 11th anniversary. They might be the only improv act we've had in our show who have been together longer than Dan and I have. They are, I guess, in a low-key kind of way, improv legends. We first saw them, I believe, at the Omaha Improv Festival, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, I know. And I remember that they made an impression on me, and I made sure to like that Facebook page immediately. You can find more information about them at FromJustinToKelly.org. Please welcome From Justin to Kelly.
Oh, there we go. I know that song.
That's good. That's good.
No, that song.
That's
good. Give it up for the Flower Shop Bangers and everyone else who's been on the show tonight. What a fun night. Let's give it up for everyone.
Woo!
I'll do it. Yeah, thanks for having us. We are the improv duo known as From Justin to Kelly. If you get that reference, you were alive in 2003, or you enjoyed bad movies. I'm Justin Peters. That's Kelly Buttermore. We're in New York City. Normally we travel around the country doing shows and workshops for
You
audiences.
sort of do that now.
We're
Just
sort
on
of doing
Zoom.
that
Just
now.
on Zoom.
Yeah,
You do it on Zoom now.
On Zoom. That's right. I figured out how to do a Zoom background today.
This is like literally the
This is
first
the only
time
background
I have never seen you with a Zoom background yet. Like we're on Zoom and I'm like, share your screen. You're like, I haven't learned how to do that and I'm not gonna do it. And I'm like, so I'm impressed.
Oh yeah, look at this. This is what's I'm the Tire King. This is what Zoom backgrounds
Tire
are.
King.
Look at this. I did the entire show from my stance out here in front of the Tire King.
I cannot
this is
do
the crowd
Zoom.
work portion of our
Yes,
show.
yes.
It does count against our time. Student dance, just in case you're wondering. It is non-negotiable and it is interminable. We like to tell stories about our day and just sort of focus up because we don't see each other a lot.
I cannot do
anymore,
Zoom
except on the
backgrounds
computer.
on this. Okay.
I can't hear you, Kelly. Son of a
Is it
gun.
me?
No, I think it's my headphones. I think it's my headphones.
Okay, should I
It's
wait?
absolutely my headphones.
It is
Hold
your
on.
headphones. Let's give it a
I'm
second.
gonna fix this.
Can you hear me now?
All right. You say something? Can I hear you?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, that's the problem with hanging out outside the Tire King.
Yeah, no, that's not working. Well,
No.
I was just saying that I can't do Zoom backgrounds on this computer, and I realized so my husband and I literally just moved on Saturday, and so I realized this behind me looks really grim and terrifying. That's just a room full of boxes. Just a room full of boxes. That's all that is.
This is my sister's. Oh wait, no, I'm in front of the Tire King. Now. That's right. I'm at the Tire King. We're having a great time. I had a really weird day. I had a work deadline that I had been told in no uncertain terms that I had to have this thing done by 3 p.m. And I turned 40 last week, so I spent all week.
You've been celebrating for a while.
Yeah, at first I was sort of complaining that I didn't want to turn 40, and then since I did, I'm like, fuck it, I might as well get into it. So I was celebrating all week and all weekend, and on Monday I'm like, fuck, I got to write the entire fucking chapter of this thing. So I was going great guns, and then literally at like 2:30, I get an email that says, hey, we got to push the meeting until Thursday. And man, I'm so ashamed of myself because my entire drive to do work completely died the moment that I got that email. I'd literally been working harder than I've worked in like months trying to get this thing done. And like 1 minute later, I'm like, well, call it a day. I went outside. I had a great day. I got a slice of pizza. I went to the bookstore. I bought this beer, which I'm drinking. And I'm realizing now that I'm going to be fucked tomorrow morning too, because I'm going to have to do that work then that I didn't do post 2:31. But you know what? Life is adaptation. And I guess I'll figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, that's the only thing you can say about that. We'll do a little improv. We still got a little bit of time left.
Yeah, we got time left.
We got ample time.
We got ample time.
Guys, we're not even kidding. Like, there have been multiple shows where we've just gone on like this for so long, and then they've been like, well, you literally have 3 minutes left.
That's right.
Like, why?
Spirits.
Cool.
So the form that we do on stage and that we've tried to adapt for Zoom is we're going to do a monoscene, just the two of us, same two characters throughout. In the real world, it relies on physical proximity and eye contact and silence. We'll use some of those. We won't use physical proximity, but we're going to try here on Zoom. But so we're going to take a suggestion of a location from our Zoom audience. 1 second though. So Justin just said that he so what was the first place you went after you were like no more work? Was it the pizza place or was it the
Yeah.
bookstore?
No, where Steve works, the pizza place.
Oh, the pizza place. Okay.
Yes.
You. By the way, this Steve guy is not somebody that I know. And you're like, you remember Steve, the guy that got me drunk? I'm like, I wasn't there for that. And that's not a story.
It was a memorable moment for me.
It was a memorable moment for you. Anyway, let's say you were just released from doing something you didn't want to do. What's the first place, non-geographical location where you would go? Where would you go? Somebody in the Zoom room. Just shout something out.
Chinese restaurant.
A Chinese restaurant. Perfect. Thank you.
How much?
What do you think we're gonna get?
Half the fun is in the anticipation. It's always something different on the card. Always something different on the card. That's the great thing about it. You can't repeat it. Once they make a dish and they serve it, strike it from the record.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know how they do it. It's like an NFT. They do one, someone eats it, and it's gone.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Can I say? It's been a while. And I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about the card. I know. Nope. What do you think we're going to get?
I don't know.
Well,
It could be anything. It could be anything.
It could be anything. But we can eliminate some things because we've been here before, albeit not for a while.
I'm just marveling. I'm marveling at their business model because we've been here so many times and like popular menu items are gone.
I know.
Like they must be running out of things to make.
It's all right. They know that we will throw a fucking fit.
I will get right on Yelp.
I will get on Yelp again and fucking tear the shit.
I will update my review again.
I will update my review.
I will update it again.
They know. What do you think we're gonna get? Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
Everyone watching on Instagram wants to know, what do you think we're gonna get? It's good to be back. It's good to know that bands only last for a year.
Is that a new shirt?
Yes, it is a new shirt. And I want to get it fucking dirty.
Okay.
I want to get it fucking dirty tonight.
You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what you're going to get.
Where
It could be messy. It might not be.
It might be messy. It might be clean. It might be in a jar.
It might be very small.
It might be in large. They might bring it out on a wagon. It might be on a sled. It might be a man.
It's not a man.
Oh. No, they'd never repeat
No,
themselves.
they wouldn't do
They
that.
never repeat
That's extreme. That's
You know,
that's. But
they were like, "You're not gonna eat this." They were like, "You're not gonna eat this." But son of a bitch, we did. And then they told us to not come back, but we challenged them in court, and we're fucking here. Whoa! Can't
You
help but
know
note, no one is coming over.
what?
No one is coming over.
Just they'll get here.
We're not leaving.
No, we're not going to leave.
Gonna leave. We have a right to be here now.
We won that challenge, and we have a right to be
On
here.
that case, Judge Perkins said we have a right to be here.
Yes. Judge Andrew Perkins.
Good man. A good man.
Very dry.
Yeah, well, his sort of appellate decision was quite funny, I think. Like, he called us foodies. He called us some other things too, but the point is
I
that
heard foodies. I only heard foodies.
no, there's a stay in effect, and while it is being appealed to a higher court, it is as if we can be here. So, I just want to know what we can get. I'm wearing my eating.
I want to know what's left.
What's left?
I want to know what's left.
What can you cook that we haven't had?
Where'd you get the shirt?
Pennies.
Yeah.
Well, that expired too. That ban expired too. So I'm back there, and they got it.
They can only ban you for so long because staff turns over.
The staff turns over. They forget. The picture they put of you on the wall, it degrades over time.
Well, and in our case, we look better.
Oh yeah, no, I look much better. The sort of, yeah. I shaved.
I grew out my hair.
I am so glad that we do these things. I am so glad to have you. I am so glad we have each other. I am so glad.
Blessed.
Yeah, blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag back. Hashtag can't keep us out.
Hashtag ban.
What's it gonna be?
Hashtag no.
They're turning off the lights. Is this sort of like is it a candle?
That's like a sleep no more thing. What?
No more thing. Oh my God. We'll be able to go back there in 6 months.
Well, I'm counting the days.
I'm counting the days. I'm literally counting the days.
I just wanted to tell them that I thought they could do a better job.
Well, they could have done a better job. They're repeating themselves.
Apparently, you go to sleep no more and you scream, "This isn't realistic." Long enough, they'll ban you.
You scream, they're actors. These are actors. They're not actually birds. They're actors.
Say what you will. We have a full life.
A full life.
Did you hear that? Is that the gate?
Ooh. You don't want anyone else to see what they're making for.
That's got to be it.
Say something. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
That's
it.
Can you hear me?
Oh.
It's dark in here.
It's dark in here.
But you know what? God damn it, we're back.
And we're never leaving again.
Uh-huh.
That's my hand. Can you?
Eat
That's
it.
me. That's me. No, what? No. I'm just letting you know I'm still here.
What do you think it's going to be? No, thank you very much,
From Justin to Kelly, everybody. Thank you so much. And Justin, Kelly, yes, those are the real names. Have you been hosting a Zoom show of your own?
We have not, but I'm glad you asked, because we are on Monday going to announce something that is fucking unprecedented. On Saturday, May 22nd, as a fundraiser for our improv festival, the Countdown Improv Festival, which is the world's only festival exclusively for trio, duo, and solo acts. The two of us will be attempting the longest mono scene in the history of improv. We're going to do a 12-and-a-half-hour mono scene.
Whoa.
No breaks.
The same characters throughout, no breaks.
Wow. What?
We're accepting walk-ons if people want to join.
People want to join the Zoom.
Like, come on,
So
help advance this team.
Justin and I will be in the same. We will be in the same location. We are both doubly vaccinated, and we are going to be doing this from the same place. But we're going to be doing a monoscene for over 12 hours.
We're going to make history. It's the longest.
We're going to make history.
To raise money for our festival. If you want to learn more about this, we're going to be announcing on Monday. Follow us on Facebook from Justin to Kelly Comedy. Check out countdownimprovfestival.com, from justinkelly.org.
And if you have a trio, duo, or solo act, think about submitting to our festival, which is provisionally happening in person in Tampa in September.
Guys, it's the third best improv festival in the world.
This sounded so awesome, and then you said Tampa.
Oh, listen, Tampa's a sleeper.
We got a lot of campaigns.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just wasn't anticipating going to Florida this year, that's all. Well, Justin, Kelly, thank you so much. It means a lot to us that you could do our show.
Thanks for having us.
Like, have a face-to-face conversation with you after been admiring you from afar. So Dan, one last check-in on the Facebook Live feed.
You know, it stayed pretty consistent, but I do like the people that have talked and said things and watched, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has done that so far. It's been really great. It's been a really great show.
All right. I absolutely agree. And I just want to take a second to thank all of our guests tonight. Thank you, Meegan. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Candace Jordan, who had to step out because of another engagement. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Kelly. We can't do the show without you, and we can't do the show without with our amazing audience and our fans. If you have not done so already, please make sure to like and follow Flower Shop Bangers at facebook.com/flowershopbangers. Also, we still have that tip jar. If you want to donate to the tip jar, you are plenty welcome to do so. This is probably your last opportunity to do so until next Wednesday when we do our All Mom show. Mm-hmm. Without further ado, your final act of the evening are the co-hosts and co-producers of Semi-Regular Wednesdays, who,
yeah, they are.
Until 14 months ago, were hosting the show at Shakers on Clark in Boys Town. They have performed in improv festivals in cities as far away and as far flung as Omaha, Nebraska, St. Louis, Missouri, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Baltimore, Maryland, and we hope to be on the road again someday soon. Please welcome Flower Shop Bangers.
Woohoo! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Flower Shop Bangers. So I thought I'd just point your attention to what is above my head right now, and that is our name, as well as like us on Facebook, as well as the phrase donate to whoever's funnier, myself or Stuart. That's both of our Venmos there. You can donate to whoever's funnier, or you can just donate to whoever. Regardless, this just goes to the tip jar, and it's going to be split amongst all the performers tonight. And yeah. So anyway, so we are the Flower Shop Bangers. We're going to do some improv for you, and we get weird with it. I don't know. It doesn't seem important. I'm just throwing it out there. It doesn't seem important. A loss is a loss.
Yeah, we just
Man.
have to take an L on this one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know. I mean, it's baseball, man. Hey, win some games, lose some games. But we're only 25 games into what, 162 game season?
Yeah,
Lord,
exactly.
my God.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've made peace with the fact that we've been traded to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's true. Hey,
Yeah,
man. Hey,
Ah,
yeah. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't mind. We're Pirates now, man. We were
yeah. I mean,
included for a
honestly,
deal. Where are still the prospects here?
yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
this is a rebuilding team.
yeah,
I feel like we've got the, they're building this from the bolts up.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I
you
don't
look
know.
good
Yeah.
in black and yellow. You
Oh,
honestly
thanks,
look
man.
good in black and yellow.
Thanks, man. I sometimes I wear this uniform just like out in public. Not gonna lie, it just kind of
Yeah.
feel cool in it.
Here's the thing: you're in Pittsburgh. No one cares about baseball here. You could walk down the street in
Mhm.
your uniform. No one
It's true.
cares.
This is a football town.
Yeah, exactly. Football and hockey.
Football and hockey.
Yeah.
The Stillers and the
Penguins.
Penguins. There you go. Yeah.
hmm
So no one cares. We're the Pirates.
Yeah. We're the Bucks.
Yeah, man. Hey. And you know what? I mean, I don't know. It's they thought I would be a good line drive hitting outfielder. I think
Yeah,
I'm
sure
good.
you
I
could.
think I get my job done. Hey,
Yeah, and I'm a relief pitcher. I'm an
Yeah.
innings eater. Normally, they have to pull the starter after went out in the fourth. So, I'm the guy who finishes the fourth, fifth, sometimes the
Yeah.
sixth inning. So, I mean, I don't mind that garbage time. I mean, but look at the money we're making, man.
yeah, I know it's true.
I mean, we're Major League Baseball players. I mean,
Yeah. Once you get that
we
call
can
up,
get
man.
yeah, we can get a house in Aspinwall with this
I mean,
money.
seriously, you're Ian Rothper,
Yeah, yeah,
hot relief pitcher.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you're Hank Hayes.
Hank Hayes. Yeah, that's me.
Hayes.
You know.
I mean, it rolls right off the tongue.
I mean, truth be told, it's like I know if I'm not going to wind up in Pittsburgh, I'm going to wind up somewhere, just hitting line drives and playing the outfield. It's a good life.
Yeah, exactly. And but hey, if we get demoted to Indianapolis or something, we go down to AAA. I mean,
Hey.
we're gonna be gods there.
Yeah, that's true. And truth be told, let's be honest, it's probably going to somehow happen at the same time.
Yeah.
We both got drafted one after the other. We both got, we're on the same team. They somehow had the two picks right next to each other.
Right.
We got called up at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
We were both picked by Pittsburgh in the Rule 5 draft.
Yeah. And then immediately traded in a package to Colorado.
Yep.
And then traded back to Pittsburgh.
No, I know you loved Colorado. I know you loved
Colorado is great, man. Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, because the ball travels. I mean, if they put those balls in the humidor and the thinner air. I mean, for me, I'm sure you had a blast there, but but I was drilled every night.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not a pitcher's park, man. It's not a pitcher's park. That Rocky Stadium.
Yeah. I mean, the dimensions of the ballpark, it doesn't really sway towards, hitter's park, pitcher's park, but just the elevation and just how the ball travels.
Yeah.
I mean, God, it's a nightmare there.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. It really does play a part in how, the game is played.
I mean, you thrived.
Yeah,
You can brag all you want.
I did fine. It was a good situation for me, but ultimately, Pittsburgh decided to offer them a deal. Rockies are running for the playoffs, and we were the guys who were expendable.
Yeah, we were the players to be named later in that big trade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But here, hey, but we're playing every day, man.
That's true.
We're in the bottom of the whole damn league. I mean, we're basically just getting destroyed every day by Milwaukee and the Cardinals, and it just.
But here's the thing, man. No one expects anything from us.
Exactly.
That's a gift. That's a real gift when you are at the start of your career. I just turned 26 last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Hey, I am looking forward to a good career in Pittsburgh.
I mean,
Mostly
I'm
because
just-
I think I could stay here under the radar as a mediocre player and be fine. Ha ha!
Exactly. And I'm a middle reliever. No one
Yeah.
gives a rat's ass about middle relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I intend to earn $2.2 million a year. I don't know what the minimum is or what the maximum is, but I think that is probably a middling contract.
Wait, stop.
What?
You're
What?
making 2.2 mil?
Yeah, 2.2 mil. Yeah, how much are you making? I mean, I play every day in the outfield. I'm like, sixth in the batting order. That's worth 2.2 mil, right?
I'm making 1.4.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. You that would only have to play like once every 6 days or something.
Well,
Maybe.
at middle relief, we're like every other day.
Oh, I mean, I get
Maybe
you.
every third.
Maybe every third. Sure, you only pitch 1 or
Yeah.
2 innings, maybe 2 tops, probably 2/3 most
Mhm.
days. Let's be honest.
I mean,
they really just keep you up here because you're a lefty. Sorry, I don't mean to
That's
say
true.
it that way.
no, I mean that's
Yeah.
no. I mean we are part of a precious yet powerful minority.
I know,
mean,
yeah.
a left-handed
Left-handed people.
reliever.
Because when a left-handed
mean-
batter comes up, you got to pitch against them.
Yeah, I mean, my expectations are modest. I mean, I'm not expecting attention, unless Pittsburgh Sports Talk Radio goes after
Yeah.
me or something. But
And that's the thing. I'm going to be honest. I don't need to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't need to, be in any all-star teams. I don't need to be in the home run derby.
yep,
All I need is my $2.2 million contract that, quite honestly, I'm just going to, put into investments for the next, let's say, 8 years. Spend very little of it. And
yeah.
this is
Well,
part of
now
my
that
scheme.
2.2 million is kind of your median. I'm sorry, I'm fixated on this.
Sorry,
And
I know you're earning 1.4.
you're
I didn't
sixth-
realize that you
sixth
were
in the
earning less
batting
than me.
order on a
Yeah.
last place team.
hmm
I mean, you have more flyouts than
Yeah.
anyone else in the NL Central, and you're making 2.2 mil.
Yeah. Was that like?
I've got to get a new agent. Honest to God.
Maybe you do got to get a new agent. I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, they negotiated my contract. I didn't even enter the room. They're like 2.2 mil. I'm like, yes, boom, stamp of approval.
I mean, my ERA is right at about 4.
Yeah, sure.
It's
There you go.
nothing special for middle relief.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Ah,
I mean, I don't know how I'm even pulling it off. I mean, I should be in Indianapolis.
you should be in Indianapolis, like you should be in the minor leagues.
I should
You're
be in
being
Tri-
hard on yourself.
I know.
You
But it's
are a
like-
left-handed middle
AAA.
relief pitcher.
I mean, it's this because at least in AAA I can start a game,
Oh, sure. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. And
I-
again,
What are you hoping for? You hoping to make like a starting spot, a closing spot,
Mhm.
stay in middle of relief your whole career, and just be a specialist?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did start out as a lefty specialist, but now they're making me pitch, 2 innings at a time.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, unless I get drilled.
Yeah, I know that long relief.
That long relief.
Yeah, I know.
But let's be honest, that Pirates rotation is not deep.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Not at all. No,
Yeah.
no. And I'm fine with that. Just don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone about my unaspirationalism.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't end up in the Post Gazette,
Yeah, no. This is between me and you, Ian.
Yeah, really.
I'm just
mean,
saying that
what
because yeah, no, because
This is
I
a place of solitude.
yeah, no, because honestly, it's like I try to put on a face, for the whole organization, saying that I'm trying hard, I'm working hard, but in reality,
Mhm.
I just want to, have a middle tier career, take advantage of the high, salaries for MLB players and just not get called down. So I don't get I can stay in the league. And
Mhm.
so Pittsburgh is kind of the perfect spot for me.
Yeah.
I can hide under the radar.
Yeah, I mean, you could hide under the radar, but
Uh-huh.
for me, it's like I always kind of want to be a journeyman.
Really?
Yeah,
A
it's like I like this city. Don't get me wrong, but there's a part of me that thought, oh, I'm going to be one of those guys who's in a different city on a different team every year.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I'll end up finishing my career in Japan or South Korea or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at me. I'm oddly grizzled for 27. I'm not sure if you've noticed that.
Grizzled. Yeah, no, you are pretty
Yeah.
grizzled. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something that's kind of fusty and kind of salt to the earth about me for a guy who's not even 30.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I got you.
Yeah,
You are a pretty grizzled person.
thank you. Thank you. That
Yeah.
means a lot to me.
You
I
always have
aspire
been a
to
little bit, yeah.
be grizzled. I aspire to be uh what's the word I'm looking for? It's a little bit of a codger.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to throw it out there. You want to be a journeyman, so you want to kind of get traded a lot. You want to, like maybe sign a new contract every single year, stay on
I
maybe
mean, I
1 year
already
deals.
have.
Yeah,
I'm
you
looking
have.
at
No,
this.
I got you. But
Yeah.
I'm just throwing this out there mostly because we've been on teams for so long together. It's at least the last 3 seasons. Yeah, major league seasons, all the last 3 seasons. But we've always played together.
Yeah. I mean, we're
So,
always part of like a package deal. It's like when you give away like kittens.
yeah, no. Should I'm debating. I don't know if I want to be a journeyman, but I wonder if we could negotiate something because chances are we're always going to be on the same team. Like I want to stay here in Pittsburgh for like the next, let's say 4 seasons. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
Okay,
fingers
gotcha. Yeah.
crossed. I mean, I'm not eligible for free agency yet.
Oh, good, good, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
gotcha.
don't have I haven't played the minimum number of seasons, but
Yeah.
it's like, once that comes about, I mean, I absolutely love to consider that. Yeah.
The only reason I ask is because like I don't think I want to be a journeyman based on what
No,
I'm
I get
saying,
it.
but I have a feeling after these 4 seasons, if you want to move, we can move. We can negotiate, we can compromise, we can, I don't know, maybe after this, we're Padres.
Yeah, we could be Diamondbacks.
Yeah, we could be Diamondbacks. We could be Reds. We could be. I mean, we could.
Baltimore Orioles.
We could be Yankees.
Mm,
You never know.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, probably be a decent contract. Like, I mean, I guess I could be motivated because my motivation so far has just been money and the ridiculous amount that baseball players are paid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
admittedly, I mean, we're both making absurd money for what
Oh
we're doing.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And again, in Pittsburgh, I mean, this team's been basically Walmart shopping for the last 30 years.
No kidding. No kidding.
Seriously. I mean, they haven't been to an NLCS since Barry Bonds went west.
I mean, just to be
That was almost
honest.
30 years ago.
Yeah, I am saying if we're realistic, after this, 4 years here, I'm gonna bet we're in Miami.
Oh.
I mean, it's realistic, I don't mean to be like a downer. I think Miami is great, but also like, I think that it's probably the realistic option for us.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, man, Pittsburgh's got a lot to offer.
I know it does.
I mean, they got the Carnegie Museums.
Yeah.
They've got the Phipps Conservatory. They got the Gardens. They've got the Steelers, Penguins.
Yeah.
I mean, the city's been around for 350 years.
No kidding. No kidding. Yeah.
Warhol House.
It's a good spot. It's undiscovered. It's also got sandwiches with French fries on them. Bramati Brothers.
Oh yeah, I mean, we went there last week. I mean, that blew my mind.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, French fries on a sandwich.
French fries on a sandwich.
French fries on a sandwich.
Yeah.
I mean, and they say America lags behind in science.
No, absolutely not. No, the things you will see in this country.
Yeah.
And the things you will just find in Pittsburgh. I mean, honestly, I bought a condo here.
Hey, what?
Honestly, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, $175,000.
So, wow.
I bought it straight up cash. A fraction of my yearly salary that I spent on this. I might renovate a little bit, but quite honestly, I don't need much. The market's good.
Yeah, true. I was thinking, if baseball doesn't work out, if something happens to my arm, I have a date with Dr. Andrews or something. If I end up, traded it or something again, I might, I was looking at the Pittsburgh Tourism Bureau.
Oh, yeah?
They're hiring.
Really? You're going to go to the Pittsburgh Tourism Bureau?
Yeah. I could work for the Pittsburgh Tourism Bureau.
I mean, I guess that's an option.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at the website and I thought, man, this has so much to offer. Yeah. I could see myself in one of those like polo shirts doing like the guided sidewalk tours.
No, I gotcha. That sounds great.
Yeah, I could do one of the, do like the steel mill buses, where they show all the old steel mills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Those are options. For, it's your retirement options.
Mhm.
Baseball retirement. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the game's over. We lost 12-3.
Mm-hmm.
We've just been sitting here in our jock straps.
Yeah.
We should probably put some clothes on.
That's probably a good idea. That's our show.
Our thanks from Justin Kelly, to Candace Jordan, to Meegan Kelleher, and to Brett Singer. We'll be back next Wednesday for our All Moms Mother's Day show. In the meantime, the pandemic is not over. Please stay a minimum 4 feet away from strangers and acquaintances if you have to go out. Please stay home when you absolutely have to. Please wash your hands. Please wear a mask.